everyone, and welcome to the virtual desktop experience. As usually, I am James Webster, aka HCMJ, proud member of Death Dynamic Shroud, along with my cohorts.
Me, Tech Honors.
I am Kevin Hine, aka Equip.
And
awesome.
And it's great to be back. Tech, it sounds like you had something you'd like to share.
No, I just was saying awesome.
Is that seriously?
That was literally all I said. He stared at me and I was like, man, just go.
So
it is awesome.
So what we're looking at... Oh, also, unfortunately, Mark cannot be with us today. He had mouth surgery or something. And his
Typical.
Yeah, typical mouth surgery. It's a Canadian thing. He's got insurance, and they have this kind of like socialist, like if you don't claim insurance every year, then your deductible becomes higher the next year. So, because socialism is rotten to its core. And so, yeah, poor Mark had to pretend that there was something wrong with his mouth. He went to the dentist, had to go see an oral surgeon. They basically just cut it open, sewed it back up, just so his deductible wouldn't go up. So
now he has a second mouth, though. Which
Every boy gets it done at age 13 and 34. So
yeah, it's like
you have to have it done.
It's like
a
when the
prostate
Cardassians
exam.
take you into custody, the first thing they do is remove one of your molars and to put it on file, which is something that happened to both Jean-Luc Picard.
Wait, like
and...
Kim and Chloe do this? Kardashians?
Yes. Tech. Obviously, I'm talking about the much more well-known Cardassians from the Star Trek universe.
It's all Greek to me.
When in Rome, wear a toga. That's what they say. But well, I was just joking. I'm actually pretty into socialism. Wish we had more of it here in America. I think that'd be awesome. You know, I'm clearly a socialist because I'm all about Apple shit, and I think that everyone should just have Apple stuff, and that should be all that there is. You know,
I'd like to let them take full control of my finances and my life too.
I mean, yeah, it's what getting an Apple Card's like. Basically, they're like, hey, you can have this, man. No interest. $24 a month for 2 years, so you can do that, right? Hey, thank you, Riley.
Right.
It's great to see you.
Riley.
I like the show. Riley, we like you. So thank you
so
for
much.
that. I didn't even realize we pushed past the Journey to Vanity yet.
Oh,
Look at that.
God.
We can
All
play
right,
the old computer
so
game
look,
now.
here's
What's
the
the deal with
dealio.
that? Where are we on?
Here's the scrim tip. Here's the.
When was the last time I was on this?
When was the last time this show happened? Who are you?
It's been about 4 months, I think.
I'm like,
yeah, a couple of years.
That song from the Final Fantasy.
The Memories song from Final Fantasy VII.
Isn't it called?
I knew what you were singing.
Who are you? Or
oh yeah, you were way too major key for it.
Well, it's got a detuned chorused, piano, so it's kind of
Yeah, because it's the first two notes are a half step, I think.
Well, Kevin figured it out, so I guess be as smart as him next time.
Well, I guess no, it's hard when you're not as tone deaf as you guys, I guess. So.
It's true. Anyway,
it's true.
We're really excited because oh shit! What the fuck?
We are in
The illusion
mode.
So hold on a second.
This is Silent Hill iPad.
Oh my god! What happened?
No,
the veil has been pulled back.
My external drive bay came unplugged.
Oh no, it is Silent Hill mode. Fuck.
There, it's back. We're good.
Wow.
All right, so folks, I've often said this. OBS is incredible, and I know that we all have beef with OBS, but now that there is an undo button, we certainly shouldn't, because this is free software. What just happened was all of these images that you're seeing that are making this layout happen, they're all on an external SSD that's plugged into an external drive bay. I accidentally just kicked that unplugged like a dumbass. and so it can no
Kicked your
longer
bay.
access those images. When I plugged that bay back in and those drives reappeared on my desktop, OBS just found them again, like instantly. I didn't even have to hit a button.
That is pretty wild.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. Oh, we got
Not at all.
Jordan.
Jordan?
JPEG Stripes, Groceries. Jordan, it's great to see you. We love you. Congratulations on your move back to New York City.
Wow. Hella.
And he's already doing so. He's already seeing some cool ass show. I forget who he's seeing, but I saw him on Twitter. Jordan, who are you seeing live in concert? You just got tickets to some cool show.
Yeah. I feel like I saw this too. But I need to see.
There's just like lag here. Oh yeah, Baths. Yeah, he's gonna go see Baths. And I'm just thinking, oh, Blashley.
Flashy, thank you.
Much love,
Oh,
guys.
thank you,
Much
Blashy.
love, Blashy. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, so Jordan, I saw your text or your tweet rather that you were seeing Baths in like Soho or some shit. I'm like, that's awesome. He's just back on. He's back on it
Classic
in the big
York.
city, seeing good shows. That's great. So we're all happy.
You're seeing George and Lindsay at Baby's All Right next week. Well, that's awesome too.
Nice.
Damn.
George and Lindsay, I know who they are.
Yeah, friends of the show.
Friends.
They just run the record label that we are currently streaming on the channel. Skype keeps losing me here. Sorry. So I
well,
would.
look.
Oh, yep. Please.
I want to know where the fuck you were going. I want to know where you were going.
Well, I was gonna mention the overlay is something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue.
Hey, Molotovich is rating with the party too. Thank you very much,
Nice.
Molotovich.
What's up? Bow, 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 bow. It's great to see you, Molotovich. I'm assuming Rainy Cakes is here. If not, tell her I said what's up. Great to see you both. Don't do drugs. Come on.
Lisa
Bro,
420.
like, dude, weed. Oh yeah, that's good, dude. Weed.
Dude.
Who donated? Oh, Lisa for 20. Oh, okay,
Yes,
sorry.
Here, let me put the donations above the chat. That's bothering.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Thank you, everybody, for donating.
I'll put the donations right over our stupid faces.
Right over us.
So no, I was just going to mention a little bit about the layout this week. It's something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, as I mentioned, which are the stages of denial.
Grief.
Yeah. Stages of decay on a wound.
Yes, that as well, Kevin. Thank you. So a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Grogu, he can draw poison from a wound using the Force. It's way cooler than when George Lucas was in charge. But
All
no,
right. On track.
yeah, so back on track. Way back in the day, our good friend Mark, who had unnecessary surgery to stay on his socialized, medicine insurance, he made this great iOS 14 layout. And I thought, what if we updated this a little bit? What if we brought in some new energy into these old ideas? And so all I had to really do was recreate
Change
it.
the date, and you forgot.
Well, I didn't. Dude, I noticed that like right before we went live, and I'm sorry,
Nice.
there was just no time.
It doesn't matter.
Really, just adding the Apple Pencil changes the scale of all of this. So before, this was like a new iPad Pro, the 12.9-inch, big ass iPad.
Now it's a mini.
But yeah, now with the new third generation Apple Pencil, this becomes the new iPad Mini, which is super, super cool. We were talking about it last week or the week before last week or whenever the last time we were streaming. It's really exciting because Apple just updated all of their iPads, and the regular iPad model still has a button and a big bezel, and they haven't changed the design. They just updated the chip, which is weird, but they redesigned the iPad Mini to more resemble the iPad Pro. And
Well, you know why they call it the iPad Mini? Because it costs many dollars. That's supposed to be like, it doesn't matter.
But I bought one. I did, and I have a funny story about that.
Why don't you tell us about it?
So, I actually just got back from the Jersey Shore. It was super fun. We were hanging out with B, who had a really cool, like...
Wait, with who?
With B.
Oh.
Like, friend of the show, B. Yes.
Gotcha.
So, B, I don't know if you're watching, but thank you again. B invited me and my girlfriends, because they had a bunch of extra space in this, like, big house, like, 2 blocks away from the beach. I guess they're staying there for a week and just, like working from there, like, remotely. And just like, look, I got a couple days off. You want to chill? I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let's go to the fucking shore. So we went to the shore. Tech, it was amazing. The boardwalk was great. I got a shirt that says Ocean City, New Jersey on it.
Man, I'm sure it was awesome. I'm not a fan of the Jersey Shore.
I mean, it's. I've been to a lot of shores. We were talking about, me and Christina were musing about the differences between that experience and when we went to Miami Beach with you. It was just a very different kind of vibe.
How was Miami comparatively? I'm not wild about Miami's beaches either.
Well,
the
Miami
beaches to the north are nice, but
Miami Beach is full of beautiful people. The sand is really clean. The water was pretty warm. The restaurants around it, like, they were amazing, like Cuban restaurants.
Yeah,
like,
that place was really
like
good,
amazing food and bars. Ocean City is a dry island, so there are no bars. There are a couple closed amusement parks, and the boardwalk is mostly like junky T-shirts, candy. There's a store that sells anime.
Big Joe's Crab Shack.
Exactly.
Why is it
Crab
dry?
Fry. It just because it's like a family friendly destination, so it's a dry island. You can bring booze there, but you can't drink it on the beach. There's no partying allowed, basically.
Gotcha.
Like, they're just trying to keep it safe and like,
the Jersey Shore versus
yeah. Parts of it were all right. We walked a little, I guess, north a little bit, and it got so gross. Like, there were like streaks of black in the sand, and like kind of foamy water, like that kind of stuff going on. But there were parts that were nicer, like I almost got blown away by some sand. I got a wooden sword.
I saw the wooden sword on your Instagram.
Yeah, it was really cool. Had a blast with that. Walked around.
Did you find that, or did you take that from
I purchased it for $12 from a shop. Yeah. So
it's a good price for a sword.
Yeah. So yeah, I had lots of fun with that. Christina got this like kite, this like little kite that was like really whipping around because it was so windy. So I was like fighting that with the sword. Pretty cool.
Seems a little unfair.
I was able to stick the sword into
through her heart. Jeez. The kite just had no defense.
The point is, oh hey, we got B in the chat. We literally have a Joe's Crab Shack. Yes. So B, yes, thanks again. We had a super fun time. B is super cool to invite us down there, and the shore was super fun. But getting back to the iPad, I bought this iPad Mini right after the announcement because I was so amped about it. I was like, oh, they finally refreshed it. It looks like the Pro. It's thinner. It's got that, A15 Bionic, whatever, like
many new features.
Many new features, yes, and of course it's compatible with the latest Apple Pencil. So I order this thing, but I fuck up, accidentally have it shipped to my mom in Ohio because at some point I bought something with Apple Pay to like a present for my mom and like shipped it to her. I fucked up because I was so just like, gotta buy Apple shit. And
you were high on iJuice.
Basically.
You're lucky it went to your mom's house. It could have gone to any house in the world.
I know.
Giant dumpster.
giant dumpster behind the Ethan Allen furniture in Kettering, Ohio.
Yeah, address that giant dumpster.
Or in the weird thing that the dump trucks your claws go into to pull the dumpster.
Yeah.
Garbage truck, not dump truck.
Ah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I thought this is the coolest hiding place, and I used to put shit in there, like in my apartment complex, and yeah. Anyway, so this shit goes to my mom's house. She's like, "Oh, did you get me an iPad?" I'm like, "Oh, actually, Mom, I'm sorry."
Oh my god.
That was mine. My bad.
Wow.
So my dad's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." So he ships it, priority mail, signature required, to my house. And I go to the shore thinking it's going to show up in a couple days or something, right? Because the signature required, if it comes early, they'll give me a pink slip. Well, turns out the Philly Postal Service is not into doing that anymore. So I didn't realize until today. We're sitting around eating breakfast, and I'm like, oh, wait, hold on, I better check on this package. I check the tracking. He's like, oh, it was delivered yesterday.
Oh my fucking god.
Check your camera, and there's just a guy with a ski mask on.
Yeah, like we ordered some fucking bed sheets, and they were in like a bed sheet box, and they were dropped off in front of my house, and like didn't hear the knock, or the asshole delivery driver didn't knock or something, and I watched the footage. They were there for 45 minutes before some asshole just like took them. These are my bed sheets.
Oh my god.
So I'm like,
god.
I'm just like, I'm all the thoughts going through my head, like, all right, my dad sent this signature required, so like maybe there's some sort of legal recourse, you know, this is going to be a whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she had just put it under my mat and just left it yesterday, and like 24 hours had passed. But luckily my friend Andrew, aka Geo Metro, former roommate, he lives right down the road. So I'm like, Andrew, SOS, iPad emergency, can you run over to the house, see if it's still there, please? Because I couldn't tell. I was scrubbing all of my security cam footage, you know, and it's under a black mat, and I didn't know.
Wait, hold on, time out. What was the 45 minutes thing that you mentioned? What was there for 45 minutes, and then what?
Oh, my bed sheets from a couple weeks earlier. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, they were only outside for 45 minutes before they were stolen.
God.
So I don't hear anything from Andrew, but I get the alert on my phone, like someone's at the front door. So I, you know, like it detects a human there. So I watch, and it's Andrew, and I see him walk up to the door, and then bend down like this, and then unlock my door, and then open it, and then close it. I'm like, and then sure enough, a couple minutes later, he's like, dude, I got it. It's inside. We're good.
Wow.
Sweet.
Have you ever played Night Trap, James?
Yes, of course.
Have you ever thought about installing some sort of a trap panel on your porch that drops into like, you know, like maybe some colored smoke comes out?
You gotta click the right place at the right time, though.
Like something that has spikes on the other side that just completely eviscerates whoever's standing on the spot.
I would love to eviscerate the people that have stolen things from me. I'm so tired of having shit stolen from me.
Get one of those boxes of glitter so you can make a viral video and be like, guess what happened next? And then it gets like 3 million views.
I'll find the thief, and then I'll catch him in a big net, and then I'll cut off their hands, and then insert metal rods through all their fingers, all twisted and fucked up, you know? But have them attached to some kind of like hydraulic pulley system. And then what I'll do is I'll be like, hey, come here. And then the camera will follow me over to my computer. And then the hands will spell something with the MIDI data that it's being recorded. And they'll say like, don't steal from me, please.
I think you should go Wyndham Earl style from Twin Peaks Season 2 and have them hold like a weight but then on the other side is a bag of tarantulas.
Yeah, bag of tarantulas. Yeah, tied to their fucking tooth. Yeah. Anyway, the point is, this episode, with the addition of this pencil, this is now the new iPad Mini, which, there it is, folks. We got it.
Nice.
Look at that. Look at that shining apple. Isn't that great?
That's beautiful, James.
Isn't that great? So that's where we are right now. We are inside of the new iPad Mini. And I got it in pink, and the cover's on its way. And just look at this. Look how cute this is. It sticks right on there. That's how sharp it is.
Very cute.
It's beautiful.
So I'm planning to use this. It's gonna be a tax write-off because I'm gonna use this for the DDS stuff. So when I'm shipping things, instead of having to highlight tax and hit Option Command S to strike through the addresses that I've shipped to, I'm just gonna
you
go.
can actually fucking.
Like, I'm super excited
nice.
to just write on PDFs, take notes. People who know me know I love notepads. I got one right here next to my desk. This is what I'm doing away with. This is how I'm becoming greener. I'm replacing all that paper that comes from trees specifically grown to make paper, and I'm replacing it with all these rare earth elements that slave labor was used to harvest to manufacture these, products that are slowly eroding the literal core of the earth. That's what I've been up to. But Kevin, you've had a much more exciting couple of days. I know that you got a haircut. You look great. You were like you're like a younger version of the older Trent Reznor at this point, I would say.
Yeah.
I would love to hear
good.
about your games, the food you ate, your time with George and Lindsay, hanging out with Pete, meeting the fans. We're going to turn the floor over to you to hear all about Pudina, was it the Pudina Palooza event?
Pudina Palooza, yeah. Well, yeah, it was great. I got my hair cut on... I had a haircut appointment, and the stylist hit me up and said, sorry, the owner of the salon got COVID, so they were going to close it down and reschedule all the appointments. But luckily, like the day before I flew out, they were like, hey, we all tested negative. We're open for business again. We can squeeze you in today if you want. And I was like, all right, sounds great.
Nice.
I got my hair cut. Flew out on Wednesday. The flight was uneventful. My buddy...
Did you save any hair?
I didn't save any hair, no.
Ah.
It would have been like... The time to have saved it would have been when I cut it, when it was down to my fucking belly button. And that time is gone, so...
We're in
my
speaker
buddy
view, but it's
Colin-
not changing from you for some reason. I'm just curious if Skype can handle it. Like, I'm talking right now. I'm clearly the speaker.
This guy can't do jack
It
shit.
can't handle anything but put us in a stone coliseum together. That it can do. It can blow up our heads big.
I still don't think it does it right, though, right? Oh.
Looks like it can't even stay on the OBS layout.
Oh, it can.
Oh,
but
nice.
There
There
it
we
is.
go.
Oh, good.
All right, so Kevin, I'd love to hear more about this, please.
Stone Council.
So you get to
yeah.
LA. You've gone from the airport. I'm assuming you stayed with George and Lindsay.
Stay with George and Lindsay. Wednesday, we watched Gilmore Girls for hours. It's a great show. I never
pair
knew.
to marathon TV with. We watched the Alaskan Bush People with them when we were on.
Nice.
Didn't we watch Gilmore Girls? Didn't we watch the pilot episode of Gilmore Girls when we were recording the new album? When we were in Philly?
Yes. You, me,
Okay.
and Keith.
Hey,
Pretty solid.
to each their own. I think they could afford to gill a little less.
Technically, so Skype removed your video for some reason, so we're just gonna stick with grid mode again.
None of this matters, yeah.
It don't matter.
So, there was a slight scare because our boy Adam Kane was feeling very sick on Thursday, and We were
Can't
all
have that.
And he's obviously close quarters with the
And he's
entire
close
100
quarters.
team.
Yeah, so we were kind of waiting with bated breath and supreme optimism, and he got 2 different COVID home tests, and they both came back negative. So we were all very happy about that. So he had something else, but yeah, he did not have COVID, so we were glad about that. Which meant that we all got to get a little bit of a workout moving all 18 of those CRTs from the garage to the truck, and then from the truck to the venue.
Jesus Christ. I didn't even consider that.
I didn't mind, of course. It was like fun for me.
So easy, basically. It was just like
so
Because he
easy.
literally lives for fun. I think it's, you know.
Yeah, the Thursday show was great. Got to see Gloom. Got to see Caroline Loveglow. It was just amazing performances. Lindsay played some new songs
Sick.
as Nagy Jemmy. That
What are you
just
doing, James?
Hold on, I
They
gotta
just
get a
go
new
off.
background. It's all messed up. Sorry. It's fine.
So Gloom, Caroline Loveglow, new Negative Gemini.
yeah, it was just awesome. The like all of the songs are still stuck in my head.
Awesome.
The Caroline Loveglow stuff in particular is just so catchy. It's like after hearing it once, it's just tons of earworms in there. And that was fun. I was largely incognito because I had a mask on and I had just cut my hair.
True.
And I had like a blue, like a chambray, like button down type thing, and then like Molo recognized me actually.
Oh,
And came up and was like, I'm sorry, but is that Kevin under there? And I was like, yeah. And then Rail was like, yeah, I don't know. I looked over and I saw you, and I was like, that guy looks like Equip, but I don't think Equip dresses like that. I was like, how would you know what I dress like? I mean, you only really see me from, neck up on Neo Gaia. So
I saw that great. There was a great Instagram story that someone posted of you just jamming the fuck out and you pull your ears off like mid-set. So you weren't no more armor, Kate Horn. So that Cursebreaker era of
it's
your
officially over.
show
Yeah.
is
Officially
over.
over.
Wow. So you either saw it or you didn't, folks. And if
So-
you didn't, you're gonna go to fucking hell with tons of regrets.
So yeah, it's the birth of a new era. I made a specially crafted like rave heavy set for the show, and I went back into the old stems, and none of them work anymore because they were all made on my old Mac, and so I was kind of forced to get creative if I wanted to work in some of the old songs. So I was like, why not just redo everything from the ground up? So I did like trance and house remixes of some older Equip songs, and I got to drop a brand new song into the set. George got a really cool laser that you have to have a license from the FDA to operate. It's like freaking dangerous and can blind you and give you cancer from the radiation. So
Right.
we helped
Sounds
set
like
that
something
up.
that
and-
George should have for sure.
Yeah.
When he's feeling spiteful, definitely.
The venue we played El Cid, they allow fog, which is rare nowadays.
Oh,
Everyone's such
shit,
a little baby about that. So we got to just fill the whole venue full of fog, and we had
Sick.
lasers, and I made a cool visual cut with like Final Fantasy 13 and like Lightning Returns footage, and we were playing that
Awesome.
on the set. CD Ghost, that band is amazing. Got to see them play. They opened up the night. George DJ'd between sets. I did my little 30-minute set, and then Pete just like burned the house down. Did an hour-long FM Skyline set. Played the entirety of the new
my
album.
God.
Not a single person was standing still in the audience. Everybody was just like having the greatest time.
Pete's the man.
Awesome.
Ended up selling out the tickets at the door, so the venue was just packed. Everyone was smiling and sweaty, and just
Beautiful.
everyone was having a really good time.
Sounds like a palooza.
Felt
Yeah.
really safe. Everyone was like super respectful about the mask policy. I didn't see anybody like taking their mask off when they were inside. There's a little patio area where you could like go and socialize, and have fun, outside with the merch booth and stuff. And it was like a nice little decanting area for when you get too sweaty. But yeah, it was awesome. I got to meet a lot of people. Everyone was super nice. Yeah, we had a great time. I ended up extending my flight till Sunday because Pete was leaving on Sunday, and we wanted just a day to like hang out as a family and not have to, move any TVs. So
We
Saturday we hung around, and George got an invite to the photographer Atiba Jefferson's private event. He did a collaboration with this furniture company called Modernica, and they make these kind of cool like vinyl chairs, and they were like pressing his skateboarding photography like prints onto the chairs. And that was really fun too. We just had a blast together.
I was just gonna say, can we? Maybe we should have this discussion off air, but I know we got that. We got to figure out what we're doing in Texas. Like what days, for example, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
How long we're gonna stay. Do we have to get tickets for the other days since we're playing the festival?
Yeah, how does that? Yeah,
I'm sure we can be like.
I'm guessing we
should get passes
get in or something. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I bought I think I got my ticket like Thursday to Sunday.
You already got it. Damn.
I got my flight ticket, but yeah, I was gonna kind of wait till we got a consensus on the Airbnb situation there.
Oh yeah.
Did you get that on lockdown?
I was looking at some stuff, and I don't think we ever decided on anything. So.
Yeah, I kind of. All right, let's talk about that after, and let's get that locked down. You found that really cool place. Hopefully, it's still.
I know it's probably booked up now.
Yeah, hope not. There's plenty of places.
Those streams are for the dashing.
Yeah.
Proximity to the venue and all that.
Should be.
Sometimes you gotta leverage. Like, do I want to spend more to be closer and save on Uber fare, or like?
Yeah, just I don't care how close it is as long as it's sick. I think it's the idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should be a great time.
Yeah, we'll figure that off
I'm
there.
looking forward to that. Big time. Well, it sounds like Fujina Palooza was a massive smash success. Congratulations.
That was a roaring success.
To George, 100% Electronica, to Pete on your new album, to Kevin on your new set.
Aren't they doing an event in New York really soon?
Yeah,
New York.
That'll be a continuation of the series. It's a official 100% Electronica event at Babies Are Right, and they got a Picture Plane, Vitesse X, George and Lindsay. I feel like there's someone else too. Is Caroline playing that show? Let me check.
Yeah, I think this is George is really excited to continue to do a bunch of shows like this.
Yeah, these events are awesome.
Yeah, excited to participate in the future. Speaking of which, there's been a lot of excitement for Death Dynamic Shroud announcements. For those who are fans of looking at us in the flesh, seeing what our skin looks like in real life, wanting to hear our breath, wanting to peer up our noses. So there are, 2 shows coming up now. One is the
unofficial...
3 if you count. I'm doing a DJ set at Terminally Chill, which is going to be super fun. That's on the 7th of October. If you're in Philadelphia, come on down to the Barbary from 9 to 2 a.m. or whatever. I'll be spinning records.
I'm thinking about changing my flight so I can see that.
You'll be there for that. Wait, no, you won't.
I land on the 9th, I think.
You don't it won't be really that. I'm just doing a DJ set, Although Terminally Chill is pretty cool. You'll get similar vibes. Forever. You will get similar vibes a few days later when Tech flies into town.
Yeah,
so I'm going to have Kevin and Tech at my house at the same time, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to be recording some music with Kevin and also just general hanging out, which I'm excited about. Then Tech's going to fly in because anyone with access to the East Coast is going to be at the George Clanton show and that's at First Unitarian Church on October
14th.
14th. On October 14th, so 1 week after Terminally Chill, George Clanton is going to be lighting the city on fucking fire at First Unitarian. And then after George Clanton's show, there is an unofficial after party that is happening in the north-ish Philly region at the Warehouse on Watts, which is this really cool, kind of low-key venue right down the street from my house. And Tech and I will be performing live as Death Dynamic Shroud together for the first
time in like 2 years?
In person since Electronica 2. It hasn't happened, has it? Oh no, LA.
Lodge room.
That's right. Since New Year's Eve.
Since George and Lindsay got engaged.
Right, that long ago. It's hard to even imagine that much time has passed, but it has. So Tech and I will be head-to-head again. You're going to hear new songs. You're going to hear new experiences. You're going to hear old songs. You're going to hear old favorites. You're going to hear stuff that you might think is new, but is actually material from our tape club, and you're not a member of it, and that's your own damn fault. So I don't know what to tell you. If when you're disappointed it's not on the new album, it's like
you snooze, you lose.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
You're gonna wake up and be like, I never saw Kevin in his armor. You're like, you had your chance. It was like 2 years of it, you know? I'm sorry to be so combative. We're actually really excited that you like us. And we hope that continues. So just to recap,
you might as well not even fucking come. Don't come. Don't come to the
Just
don't come.
Stay home.
Don't come. That's from House of the Dead 2, for those who are not aware. So just to recap, Terminally Chill is happening at the Barbary in Philadelphia on October 7th. It's going to be super fly because I'm going to be DJing with my friends Pad Chennington, Skeleton Lipstick. Is Discoholic there too? I don't know if Discoholic's at that, but I don't think he's at that. But at least Pad Chennington, which is great. We love Pad. Pad's a great guy. And a terrific DJ. And I'm not a terrific DJ. I'm trying to be better though. Up to this point, I've only DJ'd in Ableton because that's how I do DDS live shows, so that's just what makes the most sense for me. But I'm trying to be a good boy, and I'm trying to, DJ the way that I'm supposed to. So I did get like a DDJ SB3 to practice real like 2-deck beat matching.
People don't see those wheels on there. They don't take you seriously.
Exactly. I know. That's exactly correct.
They say, oh, so you're not a real DJ?
So, I mean, I've been doing it, and it's, like, cool or whatever, but it's so much easier. It just makes so much more sense to me. I feel like there's so much more I can do in Ableton, because Ableton has all of these different ways of
it's objectively better. You have more options.
So it's just, better. But it's like, all right, fine. If this is what I have to do to be taken seriously as a DJ, Mark put it best when he said, "It's our responsibility as electronic musicians that we need to be able to roll into the club in Berlin with a thumb drive and be ready to go."
So load up those Nexus 2Ks and let it rip.
Right. So I'll be doing the best I can. And it's going to be great. I have a wide selection of wonderful music that I'm prepared to play.
So that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing on the 7th.
Yeah. So the 7th is straight DJ.
And then the big George Clanton show on the 14th.
That's me and Tech
DDS playing an unofficial after party.
Playing together. So you go see George Clanton. You pack up your stuff. You head on down to. It's basically Broad and Girard. It's that area of Philadelphia, if you're familiar. Girard. And we're going to be playing a set. Discoholic's going to be there. The Virtual 94 Boys, Skeleton Lipstick. It's going to be fucking lit. And the first time that DBS performs together since that show in LA on New Year's Eve 2019-2020. And then 2 weeks later, for those in the south of the country, come on down to Austin, Texas, y'all, because we're going to be playing the Levitation Music Festival with all of our 100% Electronica friends, including
George, Negative Gemini, Equip,
Kevin, who's in the chat with us right now.
In the chat. Kevin, who's in the chat. Caroline. Love Glow.
Magdalena Bay.
Magdalena Bay, which is a huge, cool thing.
They came out to Pudina Palooza. I got to meet them. They were just so nice.
Yeah.
They seem like really nice, cool people, and they're hilarious.
They're so nice.
Videos.
So that'll be really fun. I'm very excited about that.
And we'll be working out our arrangements shortly regarding that event.
Yeah, we gotta do that. And then a month later, we're playing a show in New York.
Oh, fuck, yeah. And then a month later, we're playing another show. And this is with Pad and Discoholic. Yeah. We are returning.
It's a weird lineup for DDS. But what do
you guys not like each other or something?
No, we love them, but like, you know, it's
they're really dancey and we can be really scary. But that's what we bring to the table, is that we're a couple of scary guys that are into spooky shit, you know, like for example. So so that is on November 26th at
the Mercury Room.
The Mercury Lounge. Close. We will be at the Mercury Lounge in New York City. So Jordan, you better be there, or I will find you and make you feel bad about it.
I think it's isn't it like Manhattan?
Yeah.
No, that's the day after Thanksgiving.
New York.
It is. Sometimes colloquially referred to as Black Friday.
Yes,
that's correct.
I bought a coat on Black Friday. I just looked for it, but I forgot I donated it because I had it for so many years. So I was tired of it.
That's so crazy. It's Black Friday already. I bought Final Fantasy VII Remake on Black Friday. That's how.
I will be spinning.
Don't stop coming.
I am excited to play some songs from the Final Fantasy VII Remake soundtrack.
Ooh,
Eternally Chill. So please look forward to hearing.
Smash 'em, rip 'em.
Definitely that one with my own edit. That's the good part.
Yeah, which is
that
what
is just botched on the soundtrack. It's like, oh yeah, let's do this like quasi-racist, like Middle Eastern noodling for like 8 minutes. That's what people want. It's like, great job, great soundtrack, guys. So yeah, lots coming up.
It's not like that in the game. That part doesn't go on that long, does it?
Weird.
Yeah, it does.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's like, but there is a segment where the good part of that song plays like.
They loop it a couple more times,
but then as soon as it ends, it goes into that like other part, and in the game it really does go on that long while you're just kind of snooping around the mansion. But like
that song.
I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. It's so fucking good, and it's Tifa's theme.
I've made myself promise not to play that game until I get a PS5 because I played it way too much to the point that I can just recite the plot. And so I want to be able to still enjoy it, and I want to play it in
at
4K.
60 frames per second.
And in 4K on a good TV.
Okay.
And play the Yuffie DLC and all that jazz. But you know what I've been doing recently? Is I've just been curious about Bloodborne and Dark Souls and Sekiro, those games or whatever. I have zero interest in playing those games. I have zero interest in proving that I can beat this.
You probably can't
because you can't.
Honestly,
you can't.
I very easily could. It would actually be like too easy. But the thing about it is I'm curious about what goes on in those games, and so I've just been there's a cool YouTube channel that just shows all boss battles from video games,
Nice.
And I just have been watching the boss battles of those games, and only kind of. Mostly, I'm just curious about the designs of the enemies. Like Bloodborne has some cool ones. Tacos of Tane, it's my favorite character in 7 Remake.
Nice.
But yeah, sometimes the monster designs are really interesting and cool. There's a fucking like divine dragon in Sekiro that looks really, really awesome. But yeah, even watching the gameplay, I'm like, man, I don't want to fucking play that.
Will you play the Final Fantasy 1 reimagined Souls game?
Oh, probably not. No.
What was that thing that he said?
You won't submit?
Submit! Yeah, that was it.
No, it's a little too. That's a little too broy, right?
I should stream the demo.
It's probably sick though. Like, I mean,
yeah, but the combat in those games is like, I don't know,
it's
not really
fun. It's action. Like,
it's just all about. It's just timing. It's parrying at the right time.
Well, that's what Final Fantasy 7 Remake is, kind of. You know.
Yeah.
No, but you're chaining together all these weird things in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and
What
not
was I
worrying
playing
about.
that was?
You know what you got to do is you got to just get your PS3 back or something, and you got to play Lightning Returns. Just watch a YouTube video about what happens in 13 and 13.2. Skip those games and just play Lightning Returns.
I'm gonna play them. One day they'll probably like put it out on PS5 or something at some point.
I think that there's like
I hope so.
action RPGs with. You know, I haven't played Souls, but I do enjoy like action games with like timing based parrying and dodging.
You
Like
might
even
like
like Zelda, you know, like
See, it
there's a
feels
lot of
really
that.
tight in Dark Souls, but it felt a little loosey-goosey in the Strangers in Paradise or whatever. It's just not...
Oh, the Final Fantasy game?
It doesn't feel as good.
Well, that's, yeah, because they probably don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like Dirge of Cerberus, where they're making a shooter. They don't know how to fucking make shooters.
Right.
But, James, you should try one of the fucking... This is the hardest game, not for casuals. This is too hard for the casuals.
I have been playing Skyward Sword in some of my downtime, which I've talked about a little bit. There's some very basic and easy parrying in that game. They give you plenty of warning.
Well,
and you know that game has opened up a little bit.
I liked that game for that. Everybody complains about it, but like, you know, the enemies where it's like they'll have two shields and you gotta like get your sword like
cool,
right in the middle. Like,
that's you have to think about
cool.
the way that the direction you swing your sword, so they have to block the left side or block the right side or two sides at once, and you have to poke them in the middle. It's cool. I dig it. You know?
Would it be so hard for them to just develop a Soulsborne type of game that isn't like, you know, jokingly hard?
That you know, it's a really good generic Soulsborne that's not crushingly hard is that Star Wars Fallen Order or something.
Yeah,
Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes.
It's the same kind of game. Battle concept.
It's the same battle concept, and it's not like punishing, and it's like in a, you know, it's in the familiar Star Wars universe that we all know and love.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I could do that. I can, you know, but I have, when you get to the Nosferatu Zod fight in the Dreamcast Guts' Rage sort of Berserk game.
Oh, the Berserk game. I never played that.
It's really
Is it good?
fun. It's awesome. Yeah, it's like a hack and slash with like...
I should throw that on my Dreamcast.
With like these boss battles though. Like I feel when I fight Zod in that game, which I have never in my entire life been able to pass that point of the game. Every time I play that game, when I was a kid I had it, I would play up to that point and just like get stomped and lose all of my lives, and then there's no continues, and it's just like, well, I'm not gonna play for 2 fucking hours to get there again, you know, like this sucks. Mm-hmm. And I tried to play it again recently. Maybe I did clear it that one time, I don't know. Regardless though, I always think like, I bet you this is what Souls games are like, because this is like a huge boss. He's got like 5 moves that are extremely difficult to dodge. And if you get hit with one of them, you lose like half your HP. There's no coming back. If
Yeah,
you
that's basically.
use up all your
That's how they
items
are.
on the first run, like you're fucked. Any, further attempts are futile.
I really want you to get that Demon Souls remake, James, because I think you'd have a fun time with that.
I should.
And I don't know anybody else that has a PS5 that would like enjoy that game.
Well, it's like one of only 5 PS5 games, so
Right, they still haven't figured out how to make the games yet. So.
Or make the consoles,
Right.
This whole generation, gaming is over.
There's already a hardware revision, though. Did you see that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they made the heatsink smaller, and it's even louder than the first gen one. So.
But it's like, even if you're a PC gamer, you can't get your GPUs, and they can't even build cars anymore because the chips, everything is just fucked, man. The repercussions of COVID-19, it's only just beginning, we are so fucked. All of our economies and our supply chains are
It's gonna be like this forever too. I've just kind of accepted
fucked.
it.
Did I tell you how it impacted the business that I used to work for?
No.
It was like such a funny it just made me think a lot more about the way the world works or whatever. But basically, I used to work for a nutraceuticals company. It was vitamins and supplements. And when COVID happened, I quit working there right after COVID started. So I didn't have to deal with it very much. But basically, we sell bottles of, capsules and of, whatever.
Just like Bulma.
Like vitamin C and things like that, right? And so the problem was that we we have all these ingredients that we source from all over the world, and it was literally my job was to contact these companies in India and stuff and be like, hey, we need this many kilos of saffron and this many kilos of whatever, and can you ship it here? And then they'll they bottle it here and mix it here, and then that gets shipped to here for other packaging, et cetera, et cetera. And the thing was, every single thing was just completely fine and unaffected, except bottle manufacturers were all shut down. So they could make the products. It was just simply, and we could have labels and lids in every item, but we couldn't put them in bottles.
Like plastic bottles?
Like plastic bottles that you buy like Advil in or something.
Right, and you can't sell pills in
they were
bags because nobody would trust that.
It was just really funny because they were like, we can ship you a bag of 190,000 capsules if you can find bottles to put them in
and
yourself.
They're like, how am I supposed to take that on an airplane?
Yeah. But yeah, it was so weird because it was like, fuck, there's nothing we can do. And they'd be like, yeah, we're not gonna have bottles. There was a 12-month back order.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Well, duplication.ca, they ran out of fucking Norelco cases. We had to do a tape club release on it actually ended up being pretty sick.
It was really cool.
It was really cool. But there's one that sticks out because we get them cases. And of course, it takes 2 years for vinyl presses now to come through. And
yeah, God,
it just sucks, man.
Yeah, no, it's a good, I mean,
I guess at least we're not dead.
Well, how much worse would it be? There's no basis of fucking comparison.
I know, as I can't go to fucking Japan or anywhere cool. The shore was a lot of fun, but I would much rather go to Nara.
Yeah. Well,
Spooky Electric. Guess who got
Electric.
COVID? I even
got
got the best vaccine.
Best
Oh,
vaccine.
Spooky! I'm
spooky.
I'm very sorry to hear that. I hope that the vaccine protects you from really intense symptoms. Does that happen?
And death. I hope it prevents you from death.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am finally fully vaccinated.
Nice.
You fucking
Took extra
sheep.
time because it's shit. But I am So now I cough on everything again like it used to be.
Speaking of which, I have to refill my coffee real quick. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna leave
And
you
me
two
too.
to it.
But I've been putting it off.
Well, so we're gonna turn this into Welcome to Kevin Hour. So Kevin, you are in
I'm not
charge.
gonna. I'm solidarity. I won't let Kevin Okay.
Well,
the
we're
Dino
in
Hour,
speaker
folks.
view, so whoever's there is there. I'll be right back.
It's me. It's me. Let me tell you something, folks. This is a mini Dino Hour. Now, forced upon me by the one person I trusted most, which is so top 10 anime betrayal as far as I'm concerned. But while James is gone, to prevent him from interrupting me and trying to like.
I won't take the spotlight away from you or do something distracting on browser mode or
Thank you.
start talking over you before you're done with your sentence.
We'll see if this see if it will kick back over to me because right now it's so now we're set up so that it's just
TH.
just that yeah so you're that's
Just
all
the old TH and KH.
Oh my god, what a fucking nightmare James is thrust upon the.
Oh, we got Dr. Jacoby in the chat. I met Dr. Jacoby IRL. I met Dr. Jacoby.
Wow.
He's got the Dr.
Jeez.
Jacoby glasses from Twin Peaks, even.
Awesome.
The red and the blue one.
Dr. Jacoby did point out that I do hate coughing. He's right. I do not cough. I think that is something that only children do. And once you become an adult, it's one of the things that you just stop coughing, you stop hiccuping. Those are two
You get a
things.
throat tickle, the better way to deal with it is to grunt. So you go.
I was talking about how on
usually-
Dino Hour when I do get sick and I have that thing in your chest where it like makes you want to cough. I don't like coughing because all it does is just create more coughing, and it's not a pleasant experience. And so I just go like that, and somehow that keeps it from happening a little bit. But
It's the exact voice that the zombies in Resident Evil 1 make.
Anyway. I played I went to an arcade recently in Miami here, and it had some game that Michaela and I played where there were like zombies, but they were like high school student zombies, and they also it also seemed like if we would have kept playing, it seemed like it would have turned into they were somehow they would become DJs that when they would start playing like J-pop, it would hypnotize all of the zombies and the zombies would just start dancing, thus making it easier because they weren't attacking you at that point. But those games are just made to just take all your quarters, and I didn't want to spend all the.
Was it like a real game?
I don't know what that means. We went in we went inside like a booth, where there was like a screen and like you had like guns that you're holding.
Oh, okay. So it's like a light gun game. That's cool.
Yeah. So that was
And it wasn't House of the Dead.
no, but it was the same exact concept. But they were just dancing zombies whenever there was pop music playing.
I always have you ever played House of the Dead?
Yeah. I mean, just like arcades. But
You know how the dialogue is just like awful?
yeah.
I always wondered if that was like a mistranslation or if that was like the first one was just like that was a byproduct of the low budget, like hiring just like the game director's little cousin or something to come in and voice the lines. But I played the latest one the last time we went to Japan in 2019, House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn, and it's a staple of the series officially. Like they had full English voice acting and it was like intentionally bad. And it made it that much better. It was like just made you feel like you're playing a House of the Dead game, not just like a generic shooter.
Part of the aesthetic.
That one was crazy. They had like little like air vents that would like blast you from different angles depending on the action. Like a helicopter would be taking off and then they'd like have like a surround sound and like it sounded like a chopper was overhead and then they'd blow all kinds of air at you. It seemed like slightly gross and unsanitary because the air smelled like arcade air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely not a good attraction for our current climate. But
Yeah. No.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So this is amazing because it looks like when people are going into speaker view, it is turning off their video.
actual
So imagine
Yeah.
you're a fan of 200% Electronica, the album, and you're just like, oh, cool, the label's streaming, and then you open it up, and then this image is what you see.
what
Yep.
did you see?
Yep, that's all
yeah,
Skype.
good old TH. Is that the? Like what?
Yep. There was nothing we could do
TH.
about it to fix it on our end. Sorry.
I know it was my fault. But I'm back.
It happened. It happens as soon as one other person begins talking. So Kevin's like, I was talking, and then Kevin said one sentence, and it was just his icon. And then when I started talking again, it was just TH. I was like,
Yeah,
well, that
cool.
was quick. Yeah. Ooh. Nice.
And look, it's kind of like Marcus here with us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did he pop in or what is that?
That's baked into the overlay here.
Oh.
Really sweet, yeah. That's the genius of Mark. When I was putting this back together, that's why I had to text and be like, Mark, this is so fucking good. Like, he went all out on this. God love him. We miss him.
He did a really cool DJ set on the Yeti channel with his new VTuber that friend of the show Daffodil made.
Daffodil.
You guys see that?
Man, I completely missed that too. But I wonder if there's clips I can see.
Well,
I
you know,
wanted to see his VTuber.
I was out and about.
not to turn this into like a commercial, but I think it's also worth pointing out that, you know, we had a pretty exciting thing go down. Yeti. Yeti, right there it is.
Didn't know what you were getting.
Nice.
Death's Dynamic Shroud, live from Japan. The Yeti Records, they got their own special variant, which is a really cool one. It's got this.
There's only 100. It's the most limited Death's Dynamic Shroud vinyl that I think exists.
Ever made.
Oh shit! Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So yeah, the rarest DDS vinyl to ever exist. Only
Well, I got,
100 were pressed. Is available
9
now.
copies carded right now, and I'm about to make a killing on Discogs. So thanks for fluffing that one up for me.
Yeah, so we talked about this a few weeks ago. Oh, God, fucking Skype! I'm here. God, unbelievable.
I know. Dog
But
trash.
you know, we like to use Skype because it's funny. If we just use Zoom and everything worked and we paid them money, like fuck Zoom, all the money they made off this pandemic, off the suffering of others, the way that they've, Tech's out. He's an investor, so. Anyway, go to theyeti.com right now and check out Neo Gaia Fantasy. So a couple weeks ago, we did talk about how we were a little bummed out because we had this whole hype train rollout planned for the live from Japan vinyl release. Because not only is there this Yeti release, but there are also, I think, 2 variants that are exclusive to Newbury Comics as well.
Nice.
Which is super fucking cool. As well as the one on the 100% Electronica itself, along with a t-shirt that was available bundled only from them. So we had like 4 different variants going out in 3 different distributors, all at the same time. But unfortunately it was leaked, and so we had to just drop it in a panic. I do believe those t-shirts are sold out now, which is some good news, I guess. But not for me, because I actually wanted to get one. But I missed out.
I saw them.
In person?
Yeah.
Oh, did they have them at the Dinapalooza?
Yeah, well, they were in a box.
Nice.
I didn't know
I
the box, but I physically was in proximity to them.
And they look sick. And the back look good. I hope you got one, because your name is on it here.
I didn't dare open the box.
And of course, all the places that we played in Japan, all the great memories we made there.
Yeah, in retrospect, I'm always like, you know what? I should have just, like, bought some shit when I was there, and then just grabbed it right off the shelves, and then not had to wait for it. You know?
Oh, but yeah, poor Adam, riddled with COVID, and you're gonna make him, pack up. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Adam does not have COVID. It's all good.
Yeah, just a clarification. He definitely does not.
That was a joke.
We weren't even worried about it. That's how little.
Oh man, we still have these shirts available too. What are you people doing? Yeah, all sizes. Oh wait, no, only a few in stock of these sizes. So yeah, here you only have 5, 9, only a few of these left. So if you did not get your hands on this incredible Sampling is God, Copyright is Joke shirts, that was the chance. Better do it now.
I had a new shirt that was there in the garage, like ready to roll, that I didn't even know about. It was, I think it had gotten delivered and put on the shelves before Adam even came back in, so it hadn't been added.
I don't see it here.
Yet, but
is it a design that you did?
It's a reissue of the excellent PJ Rourke New Nightmare design that we did, nice. Way back when we were doing the direct-to-garment prints. And I got to see the Cursebreaker CDs. They looked awesome.
I love CDs.
I got to look at all the stuff, which is cool.
I did not get my hands on the I'll Try Living Like This shirt, which sucks. But I own this one and this one, and I'm like, I don't want to just wear all my own designs all the time. I feel like
I really used to care about having one of everything that I've done, but then even the Eclipse Pix tapes, there's been a couple instances.
Hey Michaela, look at this.
Hi everyone, I can't hear anything, but I know James' voice very well, so I gotta know.
Tech, was Michaela wearing a mask when she came in?
James wanted to know if you were wearing a mask when you came in.
I was.
And was the reason she was wearing a mask was because you smell so bad, Tech?
Does it? What is it?
So
get out of this one.
He said was the reason because I smell so bad.
Oh, finally.
The thing is, James has made this same joke every single time that you have ever been around for Neo Gaia, and every single time I tell you that he just said hi, but that's not what actually happened. Every time, actually, he is asking me if you're wearing a mask because I smell.
Well, Tech has this weird thing where he doesn't really develop a body odor.
It's true.
That is true.
Which I'm quite
jealous
of.
He doesn't eat
I'm
anything.
the opposite.
I slept with Tech. Let's get that out there. In a small room in Kyoto, and there was a little. I did smell something, but it was not strong. I guess is what I would say regarding Tech's odor.
Smelled in Kyoto.
Just the natural scent of a human. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's bound to happen.
He does. I've smelled that, a natural scent, but not a aggressive body odor.
Not like 7th grade.
Like a piece of bread,
gym class. You need to wear deodorant.
Tech says ew.
Wait, can Tech hear us?
Oh yeah.
No,
well, you heard the bread, right?
Yeah.
That was the best part.
A little bit yeasty, but not overwhelming.
Or the piano he was carrying, or both.
Just real quick, catching up with the chat. Dr. Jacoby says, James, when are you coming back to play? Bye, Michaela.
Bye, guy.
Dr. Jacoby says, well, first off, Jonathan Leon, nice iPad, thank you. I appreciate that. And then Dr. Jacoby says, James, when are you coming back to play in the Bay Area? Which is a great question. I don't know. I think that we're probably way more likely to play in Los Angeles than Central California. But who knows?
Who knows?
I'm on the cusp of moving somewhere in this country, and I'm just not sure where it's going to be yet.
Nice.
you have some ideas, you want to visit some places, possibly California or possibly New England. I'm not sure.
Nice.
It seems kind of different, but either would be chill. Like San Diego seems cool, but so
that was one of the places that I was gonna move. My 3 cities before I moved to Florida were San Diego, Boston, and Miami area.
Well, San Diego seems like it's like San Diego is to LA what Philadelphia is to New York, is how it appears to me. It's like cheaper, easier, not as, not a whole thing, and it would be cool because you'd be really close to LA and you could hang out with George and Lindsay and play a bunch of shows there, and then also fly to Asia maybe someday if that's possible. Again, you wouldn't have to go very far to get to Japan from there. But I don't know. I'm trying to sell some more shit. I'm selling my old GPUs on eBay right now. They're not moving, kind of slowly.
Did you put the word crypto in the auction title?
They are not GPUs that would be good for that. These are more kind of like mid-aughts Mac Pro Tower GPUs for collectors only. So if you're interested in like a 512 megabyte ATI single, hey, it will power 2 30-inch Apple Cinema displays,
Nice.
Isn't that worth at least $20 to you, asshole? That's what I'm asking to eBay community.
You could double your progress through Gilmore Girls by watching an episode on each screen simultaneously.
And who knows, what kind of goofy stuff's going to go down, That's quite the...
I mean, as a fan of hijinks...
Jinx.
Think about all that character development you could watch in real time at double speed.
Well, they do that thing on certain apps and on the Apple TV hardware where you can watch 1.5 or 2x speed. But it still plays the audio.
Absolutely psychotic.
I mean, you could do it. You could watch a show twice as fast.
Like, I guess I could understand a podcast, like, upping the speed, but watching moving content faster than, like, that's just against...
Yeah.
Even doing it with a podcast, you're fucking out of your mind. Just take the goddamn time to listen to it. Like, do it or don't do it is my personal...
Don't do it.
There was something I actually did use it for the other day, though. I think it was...
Fucking psycho.
I think I was watching a chess match, and...
There's no audio on that, or was it just you were just watching for the chess content?
Well, normally I'll watch chess matches because there's commentary, and I learn a lot from the commentary. And but I think I lost interest. I just wanted to know what was going to happen, but I didn't want to skip entirely ahead because part of the end of the chess match is the story that the chess match tells or whatever. Like, how does it get to that point? You know what I'm fucking...
I know.
So, all right.
I know.
Whatever.
I just said I know, okay? I was just okay?
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's like, I don't know. I deal with that from people all the time because of, like, the idea that it's sports. It's game. There's a story there's a narrative to each game.
Yes, 100%. That's the allure of sports in the first place.
Right. But because everybody's, it's always the classic, why don't you just watch the last 5 minutes? It's like, well, that's not exactly the point. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, I think I did. I think I just did the 2x thing, and it was just like, you see the little.
Couple of quick updates from the chat. I think Wit has to go, maybe, or something. Yeah, can't stick around, just wants to say hi. So, Wit,
hi, Wit.
Music, great to see you. We love Wit. And then Riley Miller, once again, friend of the show, says, how much for a signed James Webster edition Apple GPU? I tell you what, why don't you go to eBay, check out HCMJ Magic on there, alright? Check out HCMJ Magic on eBay right now. Here you can see these GPUs I'm selling.
Nice.
And if you buy one of these GPUs, all right, contact me. I'm the seller. say, "Hey James, will you sign them?" And I'll say, "Sure."
What's that ridiculous red one, the fourth one over?
So this is the card that came stock inside of the. I know it looks like this.
Wow.
But this is an official Apple.
That's
GPU.
freaking sweet, dude.
This came with the 2008 Mac Pro, so the Mac Pro 3,1. This was like the standard stock GPU for it. It has 512 megabytes of VRAM. It was optimized to work with the Xeon processors and with all the Apple shit. It can drive two 30-inch monitors, which is cool. That's just the one that came in my 2008 Mac Pro. And then this is an upgraded 2 gig card. This was the old workhorse. I went through about 4 of these.
I had one of them.
Yeah, I mean, everyone who had a Mac Pro Tower probably had the ATI Radeon HD 5770 at one point.
You know what's funny? When I was a little kid, like, I think second grade, yeah, because this was Masuka's class. I decided that when I was a little kid, I would do things sometimes because I imagined that was what smart people did, so like I would like one time I wrote down every word that began with the letter A that was 11 letters or longer. I determined that 11 letters was the beginning point of a long word. More than 10, I guess. Anyway, one of the things I decided to memorize was whatever, I don't know what this is called in math, but like every number, I don't, like 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, then 32, then 64, then 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048, 4096, 8192. And I think that's as far as I can remember, but like that always, like I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to know that to like live life.
But it does come in handy. Yeah.
It does. Like it really has come in handy. Like just because of like bit systems or whatever, that's how they operate.
I'm like so video resolutions.
Yeah, but then now, yeah, I know. Well, what isn't like 4K like 2110?
2160.
2160. Okay, yeah. Well, that doesn't make any sense because as far as I know, 4K is 4000.
It's because it's 4 times a 1080p image. I mean, it's double the resolution, but technically 4 times the resolution.
I'm on this 5K right now, so I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. 4K means 4,000 though. I thought 4K resolution was like 3,980.
That's the horizontal resolution. So yeah, I mean, I guess technically there is a line of pixels that's 4,000.
Okay, so that's where that comes from. Because I'm just saying, because on YouTube, if you switch to 4K resolution, it's 2,160.
Yeah.
It's like
I thought that was 2K though.
2K is 1440p.
I mean, like, go to YouTube and find a 4K video. It says 4K right next to the 2160.
4K refers to a horizontal resolutions of around 4,000 pixels. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, 3840 by 2160 is basically 4K.
Right. But that's the only instance that anybody ever refers to anything by a horizontal resolution.
So that's why.
I mean, it's basically to sell you
because
on
1080
like,
because
what you're
1080
getting is better.
is the vertical, right? I see what you're saying now.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And here's a handy dandy guy.
Oh, good.
That's really
when
handy.
When I was shopping for TVs, they had 8K TVs, and I was like, well, what's...
There's no 8K content. That's all.
Yeah, I know.
That's all
8K
fake
content.
news. Fake news bullshit. You know.
And
the
like, by
current
the time
generation
there
of
is-
consoles are like can barely output 4K at like 60
Right.
frames per second. Like it's all good.
There's a big
We're fine.
8K sticker on the PS5, and it's just funny because like none of those games are even really like native 4K yet, or it'll be like
And
like
it's
4K at like 30 frames per second, or you can play 1080p at 60.
and like an 8K resolution monitor, unless it's like 72 inches horizontally or like diagonally. Like it's not. You won't be able to see.
Yeah.
Like you
I know.
physically won't be able to tell the difference. If it's a small 8K, it'll just look. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's all a bunch of.
No, I know. It was like $5,000. It was like an 84-inch 8K.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be something for rich people to buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But you, if you are rich, I would love for you to place a bid on my vintage Apple Macintosh extended keyboard. Now, this was a really fun project. I took this from my old Mac Plus, and I removed every single key, and I wiped down every single one of them with gently with soapy water, dried them out with a compressed air system that I have to make sure everything was completely dry.
Take a couple puffs for fun.
Scrubbed the entire outer casing, put it all back together. It works great. It is missing a foot down here. It's true.
All right. Well, I'll give you $10 for it for that.
I mean, I got a new, or I should say, Christina got a new macro lens that works on my camera as well. And I was able to take some. Look how sick this photo is, though. Look at this macro lens. Like you can see how clean.
Nary a Cheeto crumb in sight.
Look at that. Look at
Beautiful.
that. So you want to buy this, and you want to buy it from me, and look, all the keys work. You can see, I wrote it here. They do, and I say this in the description, you do have to kind of full press on a couple of them, so you can't like lightly, you gotta like. But what? Hey,
No
I was
snowflake
full
typhus.
disclosure. Okay, I was able to like type very successfully for a long period of time. I just had to get used to not half pressing a couple of them. So you just have to. Really
It's for men only.
Exactly. And it's that real loud clickety-clack that I know everyone is all about. So if you want that real clickety-clack joy, check out HCMJ Magic on eBay. Buy my shit, please.
So I've sold a few things on OfferUp, which, well, I mean, yeah, it's just easy because I don't want to. I mean, it's like a desk and like a 100-pound keyboard and things like that. I don't want to have to like ship. Anyway, it's just it's really a testament to quality of human beings. Because you put like one of the keys on the keyboard it always plays at the quietest velocity no matter how hard you strike it, and I mentioned that for full disclosure, and then just every single person just would DM me about it and be like, hey, do all the keys work?
I had a broken
MPK-49
up on there, and it was like the people that have those Akai keyboards know that like the knobs and the faders pop off all the time. Mine had all that stuff, but like the key bed, it just randomly sends CCs sometimes, and like the key bed is nice too. And I had like broken keyboard in the listing title, $20. You get the keyboard and the box, and I cannot fucking tell you how many DMs I had to field that were like, everything's working, right?
Yeah, dude, it's astonishing. I sold a desk and put the measurements for the height, the depth of it, and the width on the side. And every single time, it'd be like, what are the dimensions? How tall is it? Just like,
the best
I'll
is,
tell you for $200.
Yeah.
You get lowest you go, but it's like they're spelling lowest like LOWES. And then I would reply to those with, no, Home Depot I go.
Yeah, I like that one. That's my style of joke.
Yeah, no, it is. It's just, it was nonstop embarrassment.
Well,
selling shit locally,
I
it's just like you might as well set up a fucking tent and get an elephant, and you got the clown cars coming in.
Yeah, yeah. And Nallboy says, "Is this available? Is this available?" What the fuck do you think, man? But yeah, I am just a old school, millennial. I love my eBay. I had a couple of those other ones. Mercy.
Mercari.
How often do you ship something the size of a desk?
Well, okay, so I
Yeah, you can't.
That kind of stuff I just put out on the sidewalk and say free.
I would destroy it. Just
In general, that's how I am too. But at this apartment that I live in, you can't do that. You cannot, and you can't throw it away either.
So they'd catch you on the security cam taking it out.
So it was just like, oh my god, I have to sell this ratchet fucking desk that I bought for $40 from Target 6 years ago.
Could you break it down?
What if you destroyed it?
The desk I actually gave away for free. I just put it on offer-up. I was like, fucking free desk. You come
take
get
it.
Well, you do have a balcony that you could have thrown it over too. I see lots of people walking barefoot
into the pool.
I know. I would love to just do that.
Hey, we got Yeti in the chat.
Hey, Yeti.com. Hey, what's up? Hey, Yeti, we were just going on and on about how awesome that Live from Japan vinyl is on Yeti Records, and we were really excited about it. So thank you so much for taking us on, and you have the unique distinction of being in possession of the rarest and hardest to get, smallest run of DDS vinyl pressing that has ever existed, with only 100 copies. So that is pretty freaking cool. So if they're not sold out by now, because I know they're lining up to stream this show.
We should pull up Mark's new bag. Did everyone see that?
Oh yeah. Speaking of poor Mark, rest in peace. Since
poor Mark.
The Canadian government has terminated Mark's life.
To his head.
We're all upset about it, but
it's a vegan problem.
It's a vegan problem.
The Video Technical Bag, which is incredible, and this is coming October 23rd at midnight. You can order it now. This is just the coolest. Mark is so cool because he makes all of these bags that you can just fit perfectly one VHS tape inside of. Obviously, you can put whatever you want in there. Turns out the volume mass of one VHS tape, it's pretty close to a lot of useful volumes.
Standard bag. I mean, you could hold
comes with
geodes.
a exclusive R23X song on the tape in the bag.
Look at that tag.
And it's got a rollover.
Wait, is that true? Are you serious?
Yeah.
That comes with it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the tapes are numbered.
Oh, damn. I'm about to buy one now.
It's a collector's item.
Very sick.
Oh, VHS stills. He's got so many aliases.
So good.
Look at that.
Video 20XX.
Beautiful stuff.
Video.
We miss Mark.
I miss Mark. Mark.
I hope your oral surgery goes well.
Yeah.
But
hard recovering from that oral.
I can't.
And you go to the Yeti.com, you see that on the front page, and you're just 2 clicks away from being right where you need to be. And again, this is where it is. This is where we want to see you.
But if for some reason you just don't like that color combination, you can also get beautiful Gaia Splatter.
Gaia Splatter, which it might be spelled wrong on the website.
I think it's Gaia Splatter on the website, but it's supposed to be Gaia.
It's fine. Hey, I'm not gonna.
It's the Gaia Ferrari edition.
What kind of Gaia do you think I am? Is basically what I'm saying. But yeah, so you have the standard Neo Gaia Splatter. This is the same type that was used on the one of the variants of the Neo Gaia mixtape. Pretty cool stuff.
Consistency's sake.
Yeah, this is Coco Ichibanya edition. And when I was out in LA, Mark knows there's a Coco there. And about every 5 minutes, I got a text that was like, "So did you go to Coco yet? You're on your way to Coco, right? You guys are going to have Coco before the show, right?"
Classic.
Adam Kane actually drove to Coco for Mark and I and bought us shirts and mailed them to us.
Oh, really?
That's beautiful.
But that wasn't enough for Mark. He wants a hat now. Actually, for Mark's, for I think Christmas last year, I bought him a Coco employee uniform on eBay and I mailed it to him.
But why is it even wearing that on the show? Come on.
Yeah.
Mark.
Oh.
It's a really heavy material. I guess I don't blame him if it's, unseasonably
so
warm.
for some reason you don't like that really cool super exclusive Sun from the Getty Records, which should be the first one you buy because it's going to be the first one to go, right? I mean, only 100 exist. Are you kidding me? And you don't like the Gaia splatter because you're like, I don't like it when things match. I'm a psychopath. Then head on over to Newberry Comics. This is actually one of my personal favorite variants is available from Newberry Comics. The one that I picked up for myself is this one, which I think is just awesome. This, the way that the splatter looks, it's as if the spaceship. So this is the rear label because the planet is actually a spaceship. So this, to me, seems like the spaceship is going into hyperspace, coming into another sort of star system. So that's cool. And then Newberry also has this hazy sort of planetoid. So basically, I mean, if you want to get all of these,
to get it,
yeah, I mean, you're cool as shit if you have all 1, 2, 3, 4 variants of Live from Japan. But we just like people to have options. I think most people buy one variant of something, they're good. Maybe they go to a friend's house, they see their friend has a different variant, maybe they trade them for a week. Like my buddy used to have an N64, I had a Sega Saturn, we used to trade them, and then I'd have the N64 for a couple weeks,
and then you'd move to a different state and never contact them again.
Yeah, so check it out. Something that occurred to me last week, or 2 weeks, or whenever we did the stream last, I really wanted to do the playlist, but we weren't able to because Tech wasn't here. And Tech is the keeper of those keys.
We're doing it without Mark?
Well, we haven't done it for like a month, so, we're losing followers on Spotify left and right here. The bottom line continues to drop as if we're in a really large elevator shaft.
Wait, is this even... Okay, yeah. Alright. Okay. Fucking... I'm just kidding.
Fucking piece of garbage. Okay.
Wow, James, what have you been listening to?
Oh, I know. Hold on. Let me. I gotta link to this real quick so I can. I'm so sorry.
Oh boy.
Neo Gaia Fantasy.
I wonder what I've been listening to. None of that. This is fake.
Oh, God. Get 3 months free. I already have it. You jerk.
That was cool. Hey, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do.
I'm gonna leave this mode real quick so I can log in without doxing myself.
Let's see here. Commercial break. Just cut to break.
And we're back! Hello everyone and welcome back to the Virtual Desktop Experience. I am your host, James Webster, along with Kevin Hine, aka Equip and Tech Honors, also of Destiny and Shroud. And now we're moving into a segment of the show in which we like to share things that we've been listening to, things that we've remembered, or just a theme with some songs that we'd like to share with you, the watcher and the listener. So it's been a while since we've been able to do this. I mean, God, when did we even choose these songs? When I was listening to Rhapsody, that was at least a month ago, I feel.
Childhood, at least.
Yeah, it's been a month.
Childhood, at least.
Child.
So my picks are pretty easy because I just went on a road trip. And we listened to some music on the way. So I'm going to say My Girls... Wait, no. Daily Routine.
Daily Routine.
By Animal Collective. We were talking about this off-air. We totally jammed Merriweather Post Pavilion on the way back, which is something I have not heard in a very, very long time. and it is fucking awesome still. It holds up really well. Daily Routine was always my favorite because one of my favorite tropes from the era of like a Beatlesque indie rock or whatever are songs that are just have long sections of just like one cadence that repeats again and again and again, all fucking blown out and spacey and psychedelic. And
and James means literally just the 4 chord, but the 7th or the major 7th of the 4 chord.
Yeah, specifically the
major
4
7th of the tonic.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my one of my all-time favorite cadences. At this point, I probably even like it better than the minor plagal, just because it's so just, you know. So that's what I was looking for, and it was funny because after listening to that song, I was like, oh yeah, there's this Flaming Lips song that also does it. We should listen to that next. And so the next thing I played in the car was It Overtakes Me / the Autumn's
I remember
Eternal
that one.
Struggle.
That was one of my
the
favorites.
Wizard's
Well,
Autumn.
are those?
It Overtakes Me from...
Yeah, but
That War
are
of the
those 2
Mystics.
separate songs?
No, it's one song.
Why is this fucking? Oh God, Spotify, fucking Christ.
I mean, Spotify might get all weird, but it should be one. It was one single track on the CD.
Spotify just decided it was just like, oh, I have to quit. Hold on one second.
Had to go make some coffee.
Flaming Lips, albums, see discography, change format view. Apparently, Flaming Lips have released like 25 albums since War with the Mystics.
It's
Okay.
like you're so frustrated, but like Impossible Blues playing right now, and I'm just like, and it's kind of ironic because you wrote this song, and it's so,
Impossible Blue actually.
It's a cadence song. It's exactly
exactly
what we're
Wow.
talking about.
yeah.
Wow, it does have you do throw in another, kind of a. You had to add a little bit more in there because
Yeah.
you would
you know
never
how
be
I do.
satisfied with just that.
It Overtakes Me is listed just as It Overtakes Me. No, My Cosmic Autumn Rebellion is a different track on the album.
That's fucking crazy.
But they're separated by 4 songs.
Oh, well, I'm confused. All right, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm
It Overtakes Me.
I'm looking this up in
So-
iTunes right now. Oh, maybe it is a different track. Maybe I'm just a fucking idiot.
You're overtaken.
No,
by
it's
choice.
just a part of It Overtakes Me. It is not a slash. It Overtakes Me is a 7-minute long song, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and the first half is a fun little pop song, and then
it goes.
the second
yeah.
half is just, and I'm scared, thinking about the way that I don't understand anything at all. So, and similar to the other two. And then for my third song, we listened to Mid-Air Thief, and there's a song on that album that's also kind of similar. Let me find it real quick. Mid-Air Thief, the album Crumbling.
Whoa.
It's all good. I think it's the, I don't know. Just put the third track from Crumbling on there.
Come on, dude. There it is.
This album, this was the reason we started listening to Animal Collective, because I was like, man, this album is so like Animal Collective. We should just listen to fucking Merriweather.
Yeah, it's all loose and jangly, but tons of good chord progressions on that album, Crumbling.
Yeah, just like, whoa, man!
Yeah.
There's a lot. The music
Yeah.
moves around a lot, but something that all 3 of these songs have in common is something that I was musing about in the car. It's like, oh my god, like all 3 of these bands worship the Beatles, or the Beatles were a part of making what we're currently hearing happen in a very big way. not only from like an arrangement standpoint, from like all the Magical Mystery Tour bullshit, but also the really cool chord progressions. And hey, paradigms come and then they shift and then everything changes, and I think that is for the best and it is for the better. And we couldn't have bands worshiping the Beatles and making good music forever. And it's up to us to just open our ears, open our hearts. And
what I
look
listened
forward
to
the future.
on the way to the airport back, George put on The Vines, and
Oh shit.
everyone forgot about that band because they released a new album like this year or last year, and it sounds exactly like their old stuff, which sounds exactly like the Beatles, and it was good. But
I liked the Hives and the Strokes, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, and
I liked them, all that stuff too.
Oh, and Downer was talking on Twitter about
The Rat.
the Rat. God,
Yeah.
that fucking song by
So good. The Walkman.
The Walkman. Yes, God,
Yeah.
someone should put that
The
on this
Walk-
playlist. That's
I'm
like
just gonna put it on there since that's Mark's pick.
just like one of the
Uh.
best fucking rock songs ever.
Ever fucking written. It's incredible. Yeah.
You've got enough to be calling this number.
That song
Yeah.
is fucking incredible. Kevin, what are your picks?
All right, I got them. I threw them in the group chat. And I forgot what I put in there already. So if you want links, they're in there.
Okay.
I got "You Lose" by Magdalena Bay. Great. They're great. They can do no wrong. Every single song they do is good. But they have a new game online, and you can play the game, and they play the song "You Lose."
When you
And
lose?
if you are the biggest loser, you like win, like a prize package from them. And I sat there for like a half an hour, testing my gamer reflexes.
Trying to do poorly?
Every time you get a point, you lose points. So you're trying to win, but it's like a negative score thing. And
Right.
all I got to was like negative 9,000, but like the leaderboard is full of like negative like 300,000. And I didn't see.
There's
didn't see
always
how you
someone.
could do that.
Yeah, there's always someone.
There were 8 ties, and they had to increase the score count of the game to keep it going.
It's like when people solved PT in like 2 days, and they were like, "We thought this was gonna take like a month."
Yeah.
I still do not, to this day, understand how any amount of minds working together
Could have figured out some of that shit.
figured out that PT shit. Like that was so, and like the third baby cry is so suspect. Like how you get it. Anyway, I'm sorry, that's not even there.
There's so much shit like that where it's solved instantly or within minutes, and I don't get it. And moving on, we've got
My boy.
you got Tex Boy Kurt Feldman's project Ice Choir, and this is like a Christmas song. And I don't know. I was listening to Kurt Feldman released the theme song and all the incidental music for the Insert Credit podcast, which I listen to pretty regularly on Bandcamp, and I was super happy to get those isolated tracks because they're so good. And then I kind of went on like an Ice Choir kick after that, and I had never heard this little Christmas EP, and it's perfect. It's just like two like original holiday songs, and I don't know. I love that shit. It's so good.
He's a super good songwriter. Yeah, I really like his music.
Yeah, it's all the right chords, it's all the right melodies, the right cadences.
He writes chord progressions that I would not write most of the time, but they're like very good. Like it's just outside of my wheelhouse, and I kind of like when artists do that because it kind of makes me like want to learn more kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not so. I don't like when he gets like. I don't know. It's like there are people that are like really talented, and then there are people that are like talented and have soul. And I like that Kurt is the latter.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's-
Anyway.
Who would you
Top
say is
shit.
the former? I'm just kidding. We'll talk about that off air.
And then finally, speaking
I know
of
who you're talking
good
about.
songs, we got Caroline Loveglow, which I couldn't believe this wasn't already added to the playlist, but Patience, Etc. by Caroline Loveglow has been stuck in my head, and got to see her live, and every single song is good. Patience, Etc.
Did the song
It's just,
come out before the last time we updated the playlist?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Might have
It might
come
not
out
have been.
since.
It might.
Yeah.
I feel like I wanted to add it the last time, but yeah, maybe it hadn't come out yet. But this is gonna be, I think, my album of the year if it comes out before the end of the year. She sent me the rest of the record, and it's just amazing. It's just like the most perfect kind of fall shoegazy, dream pop, ethereal. Cocteau Twins. The songwriting's really good. The melodies are also good. The hooks are good. The production's good. Yeah, Caroline can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. The live show was awesome too. She had another guitarist with her, and it was just a really full, dreamy, clean mix, and it really delivered. So,
What would you pick for Mark?
what is Mark like?
Well,
doesn't
he
matter.
likes.
Just
It
you
doesn't
get an
matter.
extra pick. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had the rat.
Yeah.
The rat for Walkman.
So we got the Rat from the Walkman. Maybe something from a video game, and then a left field dance thing where the
I'm gonna
artist
have to
name
hit
is all
pause real
symbols.
quick. I'm very sorry. Just got to get caught up with the chat because Riley Miller says, side note, this is my favorite DDS song. Chorus here breaks my heart every time. And of course he's talking about Relax and Joy, which I have been dancing to. And it was the first video I ever made in Blender. So I appreciate that, Riley Miller. And we got Astro Villain in the chat saying what's good. Astro Villain, I don't know. We got Saturn Fu as well. Hey besties. Hey Saturn Fu. It's great to see you as well. Thank you everyone. We're gonna go ahead and hit play.
And so Kevin is picking a song for Mark.
Yeah.
Here's what Mark would put on the playlist. He would put the entire latest episode of Insert Credit podcast, featuring Liz Ryerson and Matthew Kumar.
Which
Oh,
Vine-
well, that's sick. But we can't
Wait,
put
what?
that on this playlist.
No.
I
What
recommend
Vine
everyone
song?
listen to it. But yeah.
What Vine song would you put on this playlist?
Autumn Shade 2
Autumn Shade 2 by the Vines.
by the Vines.
Kevin's favorite band.
And then George also put on some Olivia Tremor Control, which I was like, that brought me back to high school. I thought they were the coolest indie pop band because they're kind of prog, but they're kind of twee.
6, right?
Yeah. Elephant Six.
Well, I'm an Of Montreal fan. If we have to choose gangs, Elephant Six gangs.
Of Montrealsman.
Anyway, so
I like Elvis Costello. Does he count?
Yeah.
Yep.
I listened to I started listening to top 50 best Britpop albums of all time.
Mark's in the chat. I'm so sorry.
Oh shoot!
Mark's
We
in
got
the
Mark
chat. He
in the
says,
chat.
"Hey, is this show, Mark? We've been talking about you all night. We miss you so much. We're so sorry that you had to get unnecessary mouth surgery in order to keep your socialized health care. We think that's a really weird system, but we respect you and your differences."
And I'm looking forward to seeing your second mouth that you got. So.
Yes, you do have a second
Grafted
mouth.
on the back of his
We
skull.
are looking forward to that. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I'm trying to keep up with the chat. I want to make sure that we're engaged. Our engagement is what's most important to me. So, Tech, please continue.
Anyway, I've just for some reason was listening to Britpop and was checking out Britpop bands from the 90s that I'm not entirely familiar with. And so first up, unfortunately unfortunately, they only have one song on Spotify, but there's a band called Denim. Every band from Britpop is just one word. As far as like
Oasis, Blur,
I mean,
Denim,
Oasis, Blur,
Pulp.
even like Radiohead for like the bands there, like Pulp, James,
Gotta be lowercase.
Echo Belly, Denim. Yeah. So, anyway, so this band Denim has a song on Spotify called "Middle of the Road." So
Ride.
does Blur actually, but Blur's is just called MOR, but it means middle of the road. Anyway, Denim is on an album called 70s Rock, even though this song is from 1992.
Amazing.
I don't fully understand what's going on there, but the point is, the guy from Denim is just I don't know. He's kind of like he likes a real polished sound, kind of like Rick Ocasek or something, and like very clearly feels like he definitely thinks his songs are just like
The
fucking
best.
yeah.
Mm.
And they're like really in the same way that you might assume that Rick Ocasek probably feels that way about his own music. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like there's a certain palpable like, yes, this is right, which I feel like I can relate to because that's how I feel about my own music.
That's how Coldplay felt on X and Y, for example.
yes, exactly. But anyway, so it's just good. I don't know. The whole album actually is really awesome. Of all the albums that I listened to that day, I think that one was my favorite. I also listened to a Britpop album by a band called James, very similar to our very own. James had a song in the 90s called Laid that I am very familiar with. It was
That's
a
not
huge
true.
hit.
I didn't ever have that.
James never got laid in the 90s.
I was
That's
always a fan of the
accurate.
song, but always assumed that the band probably wasn't that great. And I don't know. I felt like the album was kind of boring, but they did have a song on it that I really did like, besides Laid. And I have to find it first. Sorry. It's called Say Something. Apparently, it's the second most popular song on the album, so it must have been a single. But yeah, that's a really solid one too. And then I listened to an album by a band called Echo Belly that I wasn't wild about. And then
I thought you were like, yeah, I don't
Echo
like
and
any
the
of these
Belly
songs,
Men.
so they're going on the playlist.
well, I mean, like, I was just trying to give all these albums a chance. Echo Belly they're fine, but like, it just wasn't like, I don't know, I wasn't that into it. I don't know. But then number 47 on the list was Placebo's "Without You I'm Nothing."
Oh, hell yeah.
Which fucking rules.
That album is fucking sick, man.
Yeah. And so I'm just gonna go to that album real quick and see.
Brick Shit House.
I know, I'm thinking about putting Brick Shithouse on it. Oh man. Yeah. It's so funny. They do a cover of "Running Up That Hill" by Kate Bush, and Brian Molko's voice is like as or more nasally than Billy Corgan's, and it's just funny because he's like, "And if I only could, I'd make a deal with God."
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's so funny. But anyway, I'm gonna put Brick Shithouse on there because the guitar on it is so fucking sick. And so that'll be my pick there. And then for my Mark pick,
Yeah, Mark, we're all picking songs for you, each one of us. Not based on your personality, we basically just have a fourth pick that we're attributing to you.
I have been listening to tons of Radiohead. Actually, just as an aside, I downloaded all of their pre-Drill EP and Pablo Honey music.
Oh, the On a Friday stuff.
Yeah,
Wow.
including the Abington School demo, which is their
Whoa.
very first recording from 1986.
That's out there? I didn't even know
I
that
could never
shit.
find any of that stuff.
Yeah,
back
when I
in
was
the
a
day.
kid, no freaking way.
I
Yeah.
remember freaking out that I found the Flake Music CD, which is that pre-Shins band. I remember thinking that I was hot shit that I had the files for that.
Shins, man.
Well, so I listened to, so what it is it's Abington School demos from 1986. Then they had a short demo in 1988, I believe, an On a Friday demo. Then another album that's referred to as, they changed their band name from On a Friday to Shindig. And they have an album called The Greatest Shindig. And then they changed their name back to On a Friday to release the Manic Hedgehog EP. And then
That's
they
what
got
I had
like
back in the
Sanic
day.
Hedgehog.
Yeah, and the Manic Hedgehog EP is it has like Pablo Honey songs and stuff on it. So like they were just
They were
about
on their way, yeah.
yeah. But what's interesting is listening to the songwriting develop. What I was really listening for, and I listened to all of this music and Pablo Honey on like the same day, like in order of chronological release, because I just wanted to like hear how they developed. And honestly, aside from like general like just, you know, making better songs and less embarrassing ideas and stuff like that from the early years or whatever, the songwriting is really similar a lot of the time to what is on Pablo Honey. And it kind of pissed me off because I was hoping that there were like inklings of what would come later after Pablo Honey, and there really weren't. So it ends up, the question ends up being, how did they have this whole full era of like what is essentially Pablo Honey culminating in like the masterwork for them that was Pablo Honey, like as a summation of all their ideas?
Mm-hmm.
How did they take such an enormous creative step?
You know, there's only one way to explain it, and it's anabolic steroids. There's no other way that they could have.
Well, when you listen,
that type of growth.
I mean, we could do a whole
time.
podcast just about this, you know, and maybe did you listen to the Bends right after?
What I listened to next was the My Iron Lung EP, which came before, and the ideas on the My Iron Lung EP are like some of it still has Pablo Honey in it,
but some
like,
of it is starting to
Punch Drunk Lovesick Sing Along and
yeah,
Lozenge of Love, and these ideas, even the Trickster,
beautiful girl.
Yeah, there's these ideas that are just like, they're like, I can say with complete certainty, they are ideas that simply didn't exist for them prior to that. So it's so
When
weird.
they
Got into something. They stopped listening to REM and started listening to like experimental electronic music or something. You know, like.
And then it was like they finally started writing good chord progressions.
It's like they started listening to Boards of Canada, or you know what I mean, and then just like slowly started to get weird.
They got some black market human growth hormone.
Because I agree, like all that early stuff. It's very like they were into clearly like American.
Yeah, REM,
like college rock, American college rock is like what they were into. Even some of the songs on the Bends just sound straight up like REM, like
Bones.
Bones is like an REM song, straight up.
Yeah.
So maybe next week we'll do a deep dive into Radiohead. We'll go release by release because Tech and I have talked about this for hours, and we'd love for you to be a part of the conversation.
I could do a deep dive on every Radiohead song, but for Mark's last pick, the Kid A Amnesia, Radiohead is doing a 20-year anniversary of Kid A and Amnesia, and it's just the single greatest recording sessions of any band ever. And so there's a third disc of material that they're releasing. They're not even releasing the B-sides for it, which are also all fucking masterpieces, but they're releasing like just stuff that was recorded during that time, and one of the songs that they've already shown is called If You Say the Word, and it's fucking awesome.
And for those unfamiliar, Tom York had an emotional breakdown after touring OK Computer for many years, and they went into the studio and just like lived there basically, and just spent a year recording music and not touring, and just like hanging out with Nigel Godrich and getting weird for like a full year. And out of that recording session came Kid A and Amnesiac. and all
More
those
B-sides.
sick ass B-sides, and there's even more stuff, and I can't get enough of it, and I'm sure you can't. And oh wait, hold on, that update.